Hello, friends. It's been a while since I've been on here to record an episode, if you want to call it that, or a video. And I was just feeling inspired lately to record again and share some of the things I've been working on. This is a channel generally about knitting, sometimes crochet, sometimes sewing, but mostly knitting and more specifically, mostly sock knitting. So let's dive right in. If you are in the online knitting community at all, you may be aware that this past summer was Summer Sock Camp, hosted by Kay, the crazy sock lady. And I think this was her third year hosting Summer Sock Camp, and I gleefully participated and cast on many socks. I lost count. I think I made a list of all the socks I cast on for the summer, and I maybe finished half of them, a third of them, I'm not sure. So let me just highlight some of my favorites. Let's see. All right. Okay. And several of these I actually got from Kay's shop. The first pair I'll show you is by Mama Jess Knits, and this was the Summer Sock Camp 2022 colorway. And I knit these in a 3x1 broken rib, which you can kind of see there. And I enjoyed these so much. This may be my favorite pair that I knit. And the heel flap is also I got from Kay. What are these? Bumblebee Acres in the Campfires and Fireflies colorway. So these two, I think, were the first two pairs I finished. I think, if I'm getting that. I don't know. It was so long ago, I don't remember. But this is Bumblebee Acres. I think it's the squishy sock base. Yeah. And it was fun because I ended up using this colorway for a bunch of heels. I think 3 or 4 total. So you only have a tiny little bit of it left. All right, and then I finished these. This is Pretty Twisted by, there's Jane. Hi, you want to come and say hello? Yes. Here, this is Jane. She is our tiny little baby, furry baby, and we love her so much. Yes, she's especially cute when she's shorn. She gets very fluffy, and then we get her hair cut, and she just turns into a little lamb. Yeah. Maybe she'll sit on my lap. We'll see if she will. So you have to settle down. Okay. This is pretty crazy. I'm sorry, I can't talk. I'm out of practice. I don't know how to do this anymore. And I put in a heel by Ruby and Roses called Summer Wind, which was another pair of socks I actually finished for Summer Sock Camp. Are those in here? Let me see if I can find those. Here they are. This is Summer Wind, and it's on the rose gold base. I think that's what she calls it, rose gold. Has a beautiful contrast heel, cuff. All right, what else did I finish for Summer Sock Camp? Ooh, actually, this was the first pair that I finished. This is a new to me dyer called Patrick Knits, and I believe he's in Canada. And I got it through Biscotte Yarns, the online shop. Oh, and I also used I was gonna say this was Summer Wind too, but it's not. It's Wildflower by a Homespun House, but it looked like Summer Wind. Anyway, he does amazing self-striping sock yarn, and I thoroughly enjoyed knitting these. The base is that 85 superwash merino, 15% nylon base, which is also, it's basically the same base as this one from Pretty Twisted. It's like one of my favorite bases ever. It's so soft, and it's a 4-ply. But it's just so cushy. Love that. Okay. What else did I finish for Summer Sock Camp? Okay, this pair is a homespun house, and it's summer of '69, and it came with, this was the contrast color it came with. I think it's poppy, if I'm not mistaken. And then this is matcha, but I had this in my stash. It did not come with the sock set. And then this is Scandinavia. I basically copied Molly's version because she knit these as well. And I believe she used all these same colors for her contrast. And so I just shamelessly copied her, as I do. Most of my ideas are not my own. I copy them from other people. Okay, what next? I feel like this isn't very many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's more, I'm sure of it. They just might not be physically right here. Okay, so then I finished some other pairs of socks that, I finished them during summer sock camp, but they didn't really count because I had started them prior to the start of the knit along. These are the ones I finished that don't count. And these are both Lolo Did It, and they're both Star Wars colorways. So this one is Laugh It Up Fuzzball, and this one is, it's a Han Solo reference, but I can't remember the name. Oh, I'm sorry. It was month 1 of her Star Wars club that she did recently. I just can't remember the name. That's terrible. Oh well. If you know, you can put it in a comment below. Let's see. If you're still here, thank you, because clearly I'm out of practice and have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, then I also finished these during the summer, but they were not part of the cow. This is Ruby and Roses, also on the sparkle base, or rose gold, and it's called Foliage. And I started these like a year ago and finished them over the summer, which is very common for me to do that. Okay, let's see. What else did I finish? Okay, so more recently socks I finished. These are all the ones that I finished over the summer. These next 4 pairs I have finished more recently. So, 2 of them are Halloween socks. So this pair is also Mama Jess Knits, and it's Trick or Treat. And I love it. And then the obviously I did different heels. Both of these minis were minis from a Pretty Twisted sock set that was called Are You Having Funfetti Yet? Something like that. It was like a really speckly skein that came with like 5 or 6 neon minis. So I just stole some of that yarn. I'm also knitting those socks, but I stole some of the yarn from the minis to put in these heels. So there's that pair. And then for the first time ever, I was able to get the Halloween at Hogwarts yarn that Molly of a Homespun House puts out. And this is that skein, and I absolutely love it. And I chose to do the Rye Light sock pattern by Tin Can Knits. This is my second pair knit in that pattern. And then the contrast is the mini that came with the sock set. And the mini is on the sparkle base, Molly Sparkle base, which I believe is also the same type of sparkle sock base that Ruby and Roses uses. It's a 4-ply, not a 2-ply, which just makes it extra squishy. I just absolutely adore it. It's my favorite base, I think, ever of all time. So really, really love these. Okay, so the first pair of Rye Light socks I knit was from Ruby and Roses, and this is also on her rose gold base. And this is called Spectra Spec. So it's one of her Harry Potter colorways. I'm telling you, Addison, who was Ruby and Roses, and Molly of a Homespun House, both of them do Harry Potter colorways like just the best. I want to collect all of them. I think I knit this pair of socks. Okay, so the first sock, I started the cuff on like a Friday evening while watching a movie. Finished the cuff and got a little bit down the leg. And then the next day, which was Saturday, I was like going to soccer practice. I was just doing things around the house, but every now and then I would sit down and knit. Got the leg knit, got the heel flap, heel turn done. And by the evening, I was knitting down the foot while watching The Hunt for Red October with Marshall, and got to the toe, and before I knew it, the sock was done. I literally knit this sock in a day, which I don't think I've ever done before. And it's so funny because I think a week later was when Lauren of Lolo Did It came out with her hashtag weekend sock challenge, I think she calls it, where at sundown on Friday, you cast on a sock and you just see how far you can get on that sock for the weekend. And I was like, I know I can do this because I've done it. But I don't know if I could do it again though. I feel like that was unusual circumstances. I don't know why I knit it so fast. I think also I was just enjoying knitting this pattern so much that it was just flying off the needles. If you have not knit the Rhyolite sock pattern by Tin Can Knits, I encourage you to do so. It is a free pattern and it is just delightful. I mean, it's everything that the simple-minded imbecilic knitter would love, such as myself, because it's just knits, it's stockinette and garter, which are my two favorite things to do. So it's wonderful. It's highly enjoyable. And you are not an imbecilic knitter. I am. So do not take offense. Okay. Then this last pair I think I have to show you, this is also a homespun house, and it is the August Patreon sock set, and that's where you get a 50-gram skein and a 20-gram skein, and then you get the three 10-gram Patreon minis. So this color, and obviously the main color, that's the sock set, and then the heel flap here, and these two colors, those were the Patreon minis. Not doing this very well. Those three colors. So I don't know that they had the 50-gram skein has a name. I don't think she names them. It's just called, maybe she does and I just don't remember. I don't think I saved the tag. But the Patreon minis, this is butternut, and then fern, and I think apple crumble, apple crisp, something like that. So normally I like to knit my legs a bit longer than this. This is a little shorter than I normally like to do, but because it was a 50-gram skein, I was worried I would run out, and I probably could knit them a teensy bit longer. I had like a tiny little ball of the main color left over, but so maybe when I get the next installment, I'll try to knit the leg a little bit longer. I like to challenge myself to try to use up as much of the yarn as possible, just short of running out, just because I like not having any left over. But of course, there's always Scrappy projects, which that's coming next. Let's see. Speaking of Scrappy projects, this was in the little clip at the beginning of the video. This is my, what do you call this? What is it? It's crochet. It has many names. I think it's linen stitch. It could be called moss stitch. It could be called granite stitch, I think. I like to call it linen stitch. And somehow, I think I came across the idea for this on Pinterest, like maybe 3 years ago. I want to say it was 2019. And because I saw the pattern for making because this is it's just a straight up triangle. And I saw it on Pinterest, saved it, and then one day I was like, I just want to try this and make it into a Scrappy project. And I think I used a crochet hook size F, I don't know what number that is. I just know it's an F. And I remember specifically, I started it, didn't really think I liked it that much, put it down, but then somehow picked it up again sometime later. And then 2020 happened. And that was crazy. And children were stuck at home and weren't going to school, and we were doing online school, and it was ridiculous. And so I picked this up and I pretty much worked on it every day at the very beginning of when all the lockdowns happened and through the summer. And I think I kind of decided it was big enough maybe by the fall of 2020, I think. But I just absolutely adore this. And if you like to crochet or know how to crochet, or even if you don't know how to crochet, you can make this, because first of all, you should learn how to crochet because it's really fun. And second of all, it's like the easiest pattern. It's only two stitches. It's single crochet and chaining. And I think if you just put in, I think it's moss stitch triangle scarf or triangle shawl. If you just type that into the Google, you will find how to do this. It is so easy and so mindless. I have 2 more on the go, but I want to start another one because I keep coming up with more ideas of like colors that I want to do. I mean, all of them are Scrappy pretty much, but I keep having this idea that I want to make one that's all completely made out of alpaca sock yarn. And I might have to figure out how to make that happen. I keep dreaming of the Misty alpaca sock yarn, which comes in amazing vibrant colors, and it's very variegated, and like picking 3 colors and making a 3-color one of these. Anyway, it's absolutely huge. You can wear it however your heart desires. It's enormous. It's almost like a blanket. It's a schlanket. But usually I wear it like this. There we go. You know, you play with it. You can wear it all different ways, but this keeps me it's very warm. It would also be fun to do like an MCN sock yarn held double with a mohair and make a very fuzzy one. That could be fun. Although, I don't know. I haven't tried really crocheting with mohair. I don't know if I would like that as much. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Jot them down below. Okay, so that's finished sock pairs finished. This is only some of them, but these are the ones that I have finished most recently. I'm sorry if I keep saying a lot because I'm very out of practice and I don't know what I'm doing. I have many sock whips. The ones that you saw at the beginning of this video, that is just a mere child's play scratching the surface of how many sock whips I have on the needles right now. I have so many on the needles. I don't even have any free needles really. The only free needles I have are the ones that I don't like to use. So that means that's why there's not socks on them. So I don't have a count. I'm frankly scared to count how many sock whips I have on the go. But you know, it's what I love, so it's fine. Okay, I would love to chat more about Scrappy projects. So let me grab them. So hold on just a second. Okay, I had to go grab some other bags that have more Scrappy projects in them. Okay, so this one that I'm about to show you is also crochet, and I have been working on this one, I think also since 2020. I want to say I started it in the fall of 2020, like maybe September. And I got the idea from a podcaster, her name's Denise. She's called D Nice Knits. I think that's her Instagram. It also might be her YouTube channel. I'm so sorry if I'm getting that wrong, but she's D Nice Knits. And she, when she, I don't know if she's still recording. She might be, but just more sporadic. She's always crocheting Scrappy, corner to corner blankets. And she'll do pattern ones or just scrappy ones, and they're just amazing. And I was just so inspired by that, and I decided to do it myself. It's possible that a couple years ago, the last time I recorded, I showed this, but I'm not really sure. Let me see if I can. I'm sitting on the floor. So you start at a corner, which was, I started at this corner. Okay of Crazy Sock Lady, I think, has made this pattern as well, if I'm not mistaken. But this is about how big it is. I wish it was a little bit bigger. But you know, it's my first time doing it. And generally I never know what I'm doing, so I have to learn along the way. But I am doing the decreases, and like you can do it like a rectangle or you can do it a square, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing a square because I'm decreasing at both ends, so that gets you a square. So yeah, and I'm not planning the colors or anything, it's just completely random. But what I try to do is, in my brain, when I say I finish a pair of socks, whatever yarn is left over, I like to then put a square in my Cozy Memories blanket, which is the mitered square dealio. And then whatever's left over from that will then get put in this blanket. But I rarely stick to that. Usually I just forget all about it, and nothing gets knit into any of them until I'm in the mood to really crank out the scrappy projects, or pull them out and work on all of them. This is one of many mitered square blankets I have started over the years. This one is a 50 stitch square. See, there's Summer Wind. I did try for summer sock camp, whenever I was done finishing a pair of socks, to get them knit onto here. So here's Laugh It Up Fuzzball, the Han Solo one that I can't remember the name of. This is also a Star Wars colorway from Lola Did It. I think it's called, it's the Princess Leia one. You're My Only Hope, that one. Oh, Jane. This is Holly Press Fibers, and it's her marshmallow colorway. And then I put the Summer Sock Camp colorway from Mama Jess Knits. This one is a sparkly sock yarn from Hobby Lobby, which is really pretty. I think it's called, it's something like Violet August or something like that. And then that's Summer Sock Camp, not Summer Sock Camp, it's Summer of 69. And then that's the Halloween at Hogwarts. I don't know who Jane's barking at. Probably, people are always walking down our street. Jane, stop it, stop it. Let's see, that's Summer Wind from Ruby and Roses. Foliage, also from Ruby and Roses. Yeah, that is the Cozy Memories. I usually keep it, or I try to keep my scrappy projects in this basket here, which I got from Heidi and Lana. It's the one that has I think it's the biggest one you can get from her. I got it for myself for Mother's Day this past year. Oh, here's my leftover August Patreon minis from a homespin house, because I wanted to show you how much I had left over from this pair. This is how much I had left over. Okay, so how much do you think I could have knit? Do you think I could have gotten another 10 rows on each sock? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, after I finished the cuff, from here to here was 50 rows. And normally I knit 65. So maybe I will just play yarn chicken with the next sock set and see if I can get it a little bit longer, because I want to use every last bit. And then this is the cuff. And then these were the 3 Patreon minis. They're so pretty. I love this base. This is the soft sock base. I think it's 75/25, but it's just very, I think, plush and kind of thick and delicious and gives really good texture. It's good in plain vanilla. It's good with texture. It's very versatile. There's more. I'm not nearly done. I sure hope you don't have to go anywhere. Okay. All right, here is another Scrappy project. This is the Habitation throw by Curious Handmade. Helen, I believe her name is. And this I started, I don't know, a couple months ago. So Molly of a Homespun House was making her delicious like very artistic rainbow habitation throw, and I was just so inspired by that. And I was like, oh, I want to knit a habitation in Molly's yarn, but I don't really have the rainbow to do that. But I had a whole bunch of scraps. I had leftover a Homespun House Advent from 2020 that I had not finished using up. And then I had other random minis. So what I did was, hold on, let me see if I can find, where's the end of this? Oh, here we go. I don't know, I'm not right. Okay, here we go. I made a magic cake or magic ball, whatever. And actually I made 3. This is the first one. And I have like maybe 2 more colors left in this ball. And then I'm gonna switch to this magic cake, which is all the Christmas minis that I had collected somehow over the years. It's all a Homespun House. And then when this one is done, I will finish off with this magic cake. It's kind of hard. I did it so tightly. There's lots of colors in there. You just can't see. But all of this is Advents, old Patreon minis, old mini sets that I had purchased, and I just made them all into a magic cake. Made 3 magic cakes. And I'm almost done with the first cake. But as you know, I get distracted by other things, and I haven't picked it up in a while. It's also the second habitation throw I have on the needles. Let me see if I can dig out the other one. Wait just a second. I put my signature straights in here, and now I can't find the other one. Oh my goodness, here it is. I was like, you can't lose those because they cost like $500,000. Not really, but they might as well. That's the only pair I have. Okay, so this is the first habitation throw I ever started. This one's quite a bit bigger, actually. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. It smells so good because I have a bar of Tuft Woolens wrapped in plastic wrap that's been like wrapped up in it. And this is the, I think it's the Earl Grey and Bergamot scent, and it is my absolute favorite of all times. Like, it smells so good. Every time I smell it, it like stops me in my tracks because it smells so good. Oh, I just love it. And it really saturates the scent into your knitting. So I just love that. So this is all my Heidi and Lana minis, or, you know, some of them. Some of these are Heidi and Lana Patreon minis, and some of them are just minis that I've purchased from her shop. Her yarn, Margaret of Heidi and Lana, is unlike any other yarn I've come across in my travels as a knitter. She's just amazing. This is her little, that's her logo. And these are the little cozies for minis, mini size cozies. And I'm pretty sure this one I'm knitting came in a mini skein set that I got. Almost done with it. Her yarn is just, I know this is like all balled up and everything, but her yarn is just so, it's very rustic. Like, it's really quite remarkable. While we're chatting, I'm just gonna organize this a little bit tidier. See, I took it out of my cozy and so it fell apart, but that's okay. But I really do enjoy knitting with this base. I don't have a label with me at the moment because I would tell you what it consists of. I think it's merino. Might not be. I don't know. I don't know if Margaret will watch this, but if you do, Margaret, ever, please comment below what your amazing yarn is made out of. The base is called Seed Fingering, and it's her like basic fingering sock yarn weight yarn. Although I have not made socks with it. I think I did cast on a sock or two, but it didn't end up continuing with it because I just love this particular type yarn more for shawls and blankets. You can for sure make socks with it, but for me, my preference is to save it for shawls, blankets, sweaters. I do have a sweater going in this yarn as well, but I think it's upstairs. I may have to show you that later. I'm probably going to be, or maybe I will record multiple segments over several days because there's no way to get through everything that I would show you. I think you would need a week to spend with me to go through all of the projects that I have buried all over this house. Okay, we are getting there. I love this colorway. It's like a cream with yellows and pinks. It's really beautiful. I don't know the name of it. I think it came in a mini skein set that was called the sun. Maybe it may have been called Sunshine Minis. I'm not sure. It was a while ago. There, all tidy. Okay, and all of these projects are just kind of buried in my Heidi and Lana basket that I got myself for Mother's Day. Okay, let me put it all back in here tidily. All right, what next? Okay, let's talk about Christmas socks because it is November 15th. And I have 3 that I have started so far. All right. And I have more that I want to start, but I have 3 on the go. So let's talk about them. All right, now I did show this on Instagram last weekend. Again, Mama Jess Knits, and this is her vintage Christmas colorway. And it's a sock set that comes, I got it with the pink mini, but I believe it maybe also comes with like a color similar to this. This is also from that neon sock set from Pretty Twisted. This did not come from Mama Jess. I just wanted to add it because I thought it looked pretty with it. And then for Lauren's weekend sock challenge, I started the second one on Friday. No, I actually started it on Saturday morning because I worked on Friday and it was an absolutely, no, actually Friday at work wasn't that bad. It was Thursday that was crazy, but I had to work. It was 8, I do 8-hour shifts, 3 a week. And I did Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So by Friday I was fried. So started this one Saturday morning. And this is how far I got by Sunday evening. So I just had to pick up the gusset and then I will be cruising down the foot. But I'm very, very happy to almost be done with my first pair of Christmas socks for 2022. And it is being housed in a Christmas bag made by the lovely Jilly of Mom of 6 Stitches, Mom of 6 Hearts. She used to be known as Vegan Jilly. Dear friend of mine. I actually have a Christmas quilt made with fabric from this fabric collection. Hold on, let me see. I don't know if I can turn the camera, but up there I have my Christmas quilts. 2 of them. I need to get them down because you can use Christmas quilts all year long if you want, but usually throughout the year I leave them up there and then probably November I get them down, but I just haven't gotten them down yet. Okay. Okay, and then the second Christmas sock I started is West Yorkshire Spinners. This is their 2022 Christmas colorway, and it's called Gingerbread. I really, really love this year's Christmas colorway. Last year, I think it was called Vintage Tinsel, and it was a self-striping, just solid stripes. And I have that one, but I never started it. I just never got around to it. But this year, I'm gonna do it. Look at that candle stitch marker. That is Charmed and Dangerous. And this is my favorite stitch marker ever. I just love it. I love candles. So a candle stitch marker is just perfect. I also happen to have right here in this basket another West Yorkshire Spinners sock. This is actually a second sock. I started it a year ago. Well, I started the first sock a year ago. And then I just recently got this second one going, and I think these are gonna be for Marshall for Christmas. And I don't have a pair finished for him yet. I have everybody's else's Christmas socks finished, but I don't have a pair for Marshall because he basically has man-sized socks now. His feet are about as big as Ben's. So I've just started, when I knit him socks, I knit them to the same specs as I would if I was knitting for Ben, because he's only gonna keep growing. He's in 10th grade. Priscilla's in college. Juliet's still a baby. It's fine. But yes, they're all doing very well. Okay, this stitch marker is also Charmed and Dangerous, and it cracks me up. I don't even know what it is. It's a head. It's a disembodied head. What in the world? I think it's a scarecrow. Is that what it is? It just cracks me up. It's very cute. Yeah, because see, it's got a crow on its hat. Or is it just a random dude? I don't know. Clearly, I love it and bought it. Okay. I think I have one more Christmas sock. What's the other one that I was working on? Oh, let me go get it. Hold on. Okay. I got my third Christmas sock that I started. I adore them all. This is Lolo Did It, and it's called Joy. And I bought this the Christmas season of 2020, but for some reason I had not ever cast it on. And it's on the Lolo's favorite base, which is the MCN base. I am ready for the heel flap, which I have not started yet. Another Charmed and Dangerous narwhal, Christmas narwhal. And I'm gonna use this yarn as the heel flap, and it's one of Molly's Christmas colorways from 2020 as well. Or rather, I bought it in 2020. It's the Jingleberry colorway, also on the Stellina base. So I think that will look really pretty. Very festive, and I would love to have these finished in time for Christmas morning, because I would like to actually wear these on Christmas Day, if I can get these done. Oh, I have another sliver of my favorite Tuft Woolens soap in here. I never actually use it like as wash. I just put them in baskets and tuck them in my knitting, because it just makes my knitting smell so good. Love it. Oh, look at this little basket too. I got this one from Ruby and Roses because she was having a sale, because she's not going to carry them anymore. So they're like 25% off or something like that. So I love this size. It's kind of a little bit smaller. But you know what I discovered? If you are in the United States and you are anywhere near a Whole Foods, go in your local Whole Foods, because often they sell these Ghana baskets in Whole Foods, and they're already shaped, which is lovely. So this one right here, I got this at my Whole Foods over in Woodbury. And I remember I went in there not expecting to see them, and I was so excited because I was like, oh, it's the Ghana baskets and they're already shaped. I'm using another one that I got at Whole Foods. I'm using it to prop up my phone. I got this one at Whole Foods as well. This one is holding all my Ruby and Roses sock whips, which I think I will show them to you now. Hold on, let me use this basket to hold up my phone. Okay. All right. So I've decided the way I need to organize my sock whips is I just have to have a basket or something, any basket really. And then I like to organize my sock whips according to dyer. So this one is all ruby and roses. I have a Lolo Did It basket, which I showed at the beginning, which is all these, but I took them out. I'm using the Lolo Did It basket to hold the phone right now, so I can't show it to you. It's the one I just showed you, the very colorful one. Okay, so these are all my half-finished ruby and roses sock whips. So the pink one is called Fresh Cut Flowers. At least I have the second one going. And this is on her plump rose base, which is that more kind of squishy 2-ply. It's very pretty. Right there. I love how she speckles. She says lots of neon-y speckles. And then this one is called Merriment. And this is on the rose gold base. Jill and I were talking that we think this looks like a Harry Potter colorway. And more specifically, the quill that the beetle from Harry Potter, the reporter, I can't remember her name. You're all screaming it at me, but it looks like her quill that she uses. What is it called? My brain's gone. It's really my nap time right now, so I can't be expected to remember details. And then this one is Journal. Also on the rose gold base. It's very beautiful. I don't know why I have not cast on the second ones. It's because I have 47,000 other projects going. That's probably why. Okay. I am going to leave you now. If you've stuck with me this long, God bless you. And thank you for catching up with me. I hope you all are doing very well. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you are safe and full of joy. And I will hopefully see you again soon. All right, bye.